All my clients are fascinating, even though some of them don't think that they've got an interesting story. They have. Everybody's got a great story. I'm often asked what a ghostwriter does. And some people think that I write ghost stories, which is something that would be really interesting, but it's not quite what I do. A ghostwriter writes for other people. Sometimes people don't have the time to write a book. They don't have the inclination to write a book, but they want a book written. So a ghostwriter actually writes the book for them in their voice. My speciality is memoirs. It's interesting that people don't appreciate the interest in their own lives, and once they start talking to me, they begin to realize how rich and full their lives were and how much their kids and grandkids and great-grandkids are going to really appreciate what I would just refer to as a legacy. It's something that when we're gone, they can look back on and say, oh, wow, did Grandma do that? I think all clients are nervous to start with, a little bit of apprehension. They don't know quite what they're getting into, really. But the process is actually quite simple. I talk to my clients once a week by phone for around about an hour. And it's important to have that period of time between conversations, because in between, the unconscious mind starts bubbling up all sorts of memories. And the first question I ask my clients on the next phone call is, have you thought of anything since we last chatted? And they go, oh yes, I've got a list here. And whereas beforehand they had no idea what they needed to talk about, they then get into the rhythm of it and come up with all these wonderful stories. I probably enjoy the conversations, the chats, more than anything, because that's when I'm establishing a relationship with a client and getting to know their likes and dislikes and how they feel about certain things. If people don't want to talk about something, well, we don't talk about it. And I respect all their feelings about this and that. Clients, once they get on the phone and start chatting, they forget that the purpose is to create a memoir or biography. They're just having a good time and sharing their lives with me. And I'm very privileged to hear, the innermost workings of people's thoughts and one thing and another. And we're having these amazing conversations, and lots of things come out. Some, of course, don't go in the book, because this might be the first time that secret has seen the light of day. I encourage my clients to tell me everything. I encourage my clients to tell me everything so we can put it in that rough draft. Now, that might be something really quite abrasive towards other family members. You never know. It could be something that the other family members have never heard before. But then when we've got that rough draft, it's the client's call whether that particular story goes in. We kind of work around that. I've had some clients say that talking about their lives in detail has been very good for them. They've enjoyed that process and have felt quite differently about their lives sometimes. Felt that having their lives have some perspective after a while, which is great. They have these aha moments where they relate back and see where certain points in their lives actually have created other circumstances later on, which is really interesting. Yeah, fascinating. I guess what I enjoy most is the unfolding, the revealing, the way that it becomes real and then becomes the written word and is preserved. It's the relationship with my clients, building the story together and sharing somebody's thoughts and their lives.